Hi, my name is Alice Kunek, and I went to Caulfield Grammar School on the Caulfield campus, and I graduated in 2008. I am a professional basketball player. I play for a team in Poland called Arka Gdynia. And probably my most greatest sporting achievement to date would have to be the 2018 Commonwealth Games, where we won a gold medal. I have a lot of great sporting memories from school. I really enjoyed playing at Caulfield and the memories I made and playing with so many different people, but probably winning the APS title in 2007, I think it was the year, was probably my most greatest memory playing for Caulfield in the APS. Our most fiercest opponent, I could probably say, would have to be Haileybury. Around that time, a lot of schools were getting a lot of good basketball players. So Haileybury and Caulfield always had a really good rivalry, and even Wesley as well, Wesley College. We always had some really good games and some really tough matchups. There was a lot of girls that I played with in the Victorian state team, and we would compete against each other as well. So there were some really great games that I got to play. The most influential coach or teacher that I had when I was at Caulfield Grammar would have to be Rodney Steer. He was our basketball coach and a really good friend, a good mentor, and someone I still speak to today. Him and his wife, Sarah, they really kind of took me under their wing when I played at Caulfield, and he really taught me a lot about, being an athlete, being an adult, really pushing yourself, really driving yourself to be a better person, a better player. And I really enjoyed playing under him. And he wasn't just a coach, like I said, he was a mentor and a friend too. So I really have fond memories of playing under Rodney Steer, and he's a man that I still talk to today, like I said. So I absolutely loved playing under him and learning from him as well. I think a lesson that I learned at school sport was definitely the idea of like camaraderie and really playing for a team. I'd played a lot of junior basketball, obviously, where I learned that along the way. But I think in school sport, you didn't have the best like I did in I guess you could say, the Victorian state team. So I guess you had to learn to appreciate everyone, and you had to learn to work with everyone and kind of make each other better and make each other accountable. So I think that was a really good lesson for me, that I learned that, you've got to value everyone, from the best to the worst player in the team. And school sport definitely taught me a lot about, time management, and, you'd go to school all day and then you train in the afternoon, and then I would go to state team trainings as well. So, I definitely was, tired and that type of thing, but it taught me so much about just, being in a team, being in a community, valuing each person and really appreciating each person for what they do and what they bring to a team. Some leaders that have influenced my career, I can first off say probably Penny Taylor. I'd always watched her playing when I played for the Australian Opals, and growing up as a kid, I always watched Penny play. I loved the way she composed herself. She was selfless, she was giving, she was always calm on the court. She had achieved so much for Australian basketball as well, and really paved the way in Europe and America for Australian girls. And I know, I play over here in Europe, and I always used to think, I'd love to just play over in Europe the way Penny played in Europe, and those girls, that kind of era going through the Australian Opals. And I was lucky enough to play with Penny in Dandenong when she came back to Australia, and also with the Australian Opals. And I learned so much from her about, being a true professional and handling your business, and, keeping your private life off the court and keeping that separate. And that was something she did so well. And she always had a smile on her face, regardless of what was going on in her personal life. And she was always giving of her time, and so patient and calm. So definitely Penny has been such a big influence in my career. And I've just really loved watching what she did, and hoping that I can also continually pave the way for young girls wanting to play in Europe or play overseas, and, continually chase their goals and their dreams. I wasn't really a superstitious girl. I think probably back in the day, I used to be a lot more than I am now. I remember I used to always have pasta the night before a game, so maybe that was one. My mum used to always make me pasta, so that's probably a superstition that I had. Um, Nowadays, I try not to stick to too many superstitions because if they don't work, then you get a little bit stressed. So I try to be a little bit more carefree, but I definitely from memory would say pasta before the night before a game. Yes, I definitely did have I wouldn't say a favorite teammate. I had a group of girls that I just loved playing with. My first year, I got to play with Jenna O'Hay, who's become, one of my really close friends, and I've been able to play with her in the league and then also in the national team as well. And she's a really close friend of mine. Another one, Emma Eggleston. We had kind of played against each other growing up and we knew about each other, but we hadn't properly played with each other. So loved playing with Emma, and we have so many great memories playing together and so many experiences we've shared playing together. And, Emma and I are still still friends, and hopefully we'll be lifelong friends as well. So, I've been lucky enough to play with some really amazing people and players, and they're definitely two that have stuck with me. A piece of advice that I would give to a current student athlete is, really focus on your time management. And I know when I was younger, sport probably was my main priority, and I didn't realize the importance of school probably until I got to year 12. And I think having that focus of having school probably makes your basketball a lot better. So continually focus on your school. Sport is such a big part of your career, but it can't be your only focus. And I think really focusing on your schoolwork and really making sure you have really good time management, getting your priorities all straight, getting mentors, getting friends to help you kind of work it out, plan it out. It was a really big focus for me. And I know in year 12, when I really made the switch to really focus on school, and obviously I'll still focus on my basketball and my sport, but it just gave me a lot better life balance. I know for me, I'm still studying at the moment. I'm studying a master's, and that really helps me have a bit more balance in my life and helps me play better basketball because I have something outside of basketball to focus on as well. There aren't always going to be amazing days of sports. You have your highs and your lows, but I think if you have things outside to focus on, it'll really help your basketball. Also, just another thing is just, go for it. I think I had people who believed in me, and they helped me believe in myself, and they helped me achieve my dreams and goals. So, I was really lucky to have people that pushed me to be better, and, really focus on the hard work and focus on never giving up. I know it sounds a little bit cliche, but if you want something, go after it, put your whole mind to it, and really give everything you've got, and just focus on the work and focus on the journey that you go through on yourself.